Hey everybody, thanks for coming to watch the show. I just wanted to put together this video to show you guys how you can get around the issues surrounding the trader role in Red Dead Online. Pretty much, if you've been trying to do that since the Moonshiner role, you've been out of luck because animals don't spawn, and even if they do, your camp won't spawn most of the time. So I'm going to show you guys how to get into your camp if you haven't been able to do that, and I'm also going to show you how you can hunt animals, and this works every time. You don't have to do any of the complicated like spawning into a solo lobby methods or any of that stuff, because I haven't been able to get that stuff to work, and it's usually just way too complicated or it's patched. So big thanks to this Reddit user here who showed me this method on the Red Dead Online subreddit, and this is really simple and it works every time, so I hope that it helps you guys out. Let's get right into it. So the first thing I'm going to address is how to get into your camp, because if you're trying to do it from free roam, it pretty much never works. If you've tried it, in my case, when you click on spawn camp in free roam, it just, when you go to set camp location, it just blinks over and over and over, and it never actually spawns your camp. So the way that I've found to get around that is you just spawn into your camp from the online menu, and this works pretty much 80 to 90% of the time. Occasionally you will get stuck in just a black loading screen, or this loading screen with the pictures here, and it just continuously goes. But if that happens, just restart your game and it should work from there. It works for me pretty much every time. I will say as well, this method is on the PlayStation 4, that's what I play on, and so I can vouch for the fact that it works on here. I can't say for how it is on PC or Xbox One, but I know for sure that it does work on this. As well as another thing I want to mention is that my internet is generally pretty good. I usually run anywhere between 50 to 100 megabits per second, so it's usually good as far as that goes. But if you have kind of spotty internet, that may be affecting your camp spawn or your connectivity issues as well. So let's get into it. Once you get into your camp here, so now that you're loaded into your camp, what you want to do is go to the nearest bounty hunter posters. That is a requirement for this method. You need to have the bounty hunter role unlocked as well as the trader role, obviously. But you also need to buy something. If you're a low-level trader or mid-level and you don't have this unlocked, you're not going to be able to do this method, so that is kind of a bummer. But if you are mid-level, you're going to need to buy the hunting wagon, and it's a pretty good amount of money, so that's kind of a bummer. But it's made hunting and gathering things a lot easier for me, so it does kind of pay for itself, especially due to the fact that this is basically the only way you can do the trader role at this point. So that kind of sucks, you have to buy that, but that is a requirement for this method. So again, you need to go to a bounty hunter poster and load into a legendary bounty. I don't think it matters which one you pick, but the one that I usually do is called Yukon Nick. And the reason that this one is really good is just because it pays a ton of money, and it also loads you into the Great Plains area, which is a pretty good spot for hunting, and you're going to find a lot of animals there. The reason that we're going to be doing this is because this effectively puts you into a solo lobby, and that seems to be the issue, because if you've loaded into a solo lobby or a lobby with a small amount of players, I believe like less than 15 or 16, then you're going to be seeing a lot more animals, and it's like there's no issue at all. But a lot of methods I've seen to load into a solo lobby are just way too complicated, but all you got to do is do these legendary bounties and it pretty much puts you in one. So once you get into the solo bounty hunter or legendary bounty hunter lobby here, you just want to call for your hunting wagon. Now, the first time I did this, it actually wasn't working. I don't know if this is an issue or it's something you have to do, but I had to actually go and buy the bounty hunting wagon as well to get this to work. I don't think that you have to do that. That could have just been a problem I was having. So I would definitely not recommend doing that right away unless you already have it or you just are having the same problem. But once you have both wagons, you just go down to here to your stables and you call for the hunting wagon. And from here you can just go about your way hunting all over Great Plains. I think you can probably go anywhere on the map, actually. So if you don't want to hunt here, you want to go for something specific, you can do that. But there's plenty of like deer and pronghorn and buffalo and rabbits and everything in this area, so you don't really need to go anywhere else. So this is really, really awesome because all you have to do is just fill up your hunting wagon. I believe it holds 5 perfect carcasses, or any kind of carcass, but I only pick up the perfect ones if I can. But it holds 5 carcasses, or I believe, 5 big pelts like from a bison or an elk or something like that. And I think you can also put in as many just pelts or stuff like that as you want. So once you've hunted as much as you want, I don't believe there's a time limit on this. I think you can stay in here as long as you want, as long as you don't go to the location of the bounty. So you can hunt for as long as you want, fill up your wagon till you can't put any more in there or you're done with it. But once you're done with all that, you just go to any spot here and you dismiss your wagon. You do that by going to your stables, your own vehicles, and then you just click dismiss. And this is not going to get rid of what you've hunted. Once you've stored it in the wagon, it's in there for good. Even if you destroy the wagon, you drive it off a cliff or whatever, it's still going to be in there. You just have to pay to get it back. So you dismiss your wagon, and then you call for your horse and you go and do the bounty. This bounty here, if you get all the way up to 5 stars, it pays upwards of $150 to $200. So this is a really, really awesome method because not only are you able to stock up on all your animals and your pelts and everything and do your trader role, but you're also going to get a ton of money and some bounty hunter XP, and it's just everything works out. So this is like the best method of doing the trader role right now. It kind of sucks, but this is the only way that I've found that works and that's simple. So I hope that this helps you guys out. But the last step that you're going to do here is once you've completed the bounty, you're just going to load back into single player. It may put you in a lobby with your camp. It might not. If it doesn't, I would recommend just going back to the online menu and loading back in that way, because like I mentioned at the start, it usually doesn't work out when you try and just do it from free mode. So once you do that, you just call for your wagon again. It's going to show up stocked up with everything that you just hunted, and then you just go to your camp and you donate everything to Crips and you're back on track. So I hope that this helps you guys out. This has been a big help to me. Again, shout out to this Reddit user and everybody on Red Dead Online, the subreddit there that showed me how to do this. And despite this kind of being common knowledge on that sub between some people, I have seen a lot of people still complaining that they can't do their trader role, or they can't find animals, or it's just not working out, and they're getting really frustrated with the game. And I was in the same exact boat until I found this method. So I really hope that it works out for you guys like it did for me. But that's pretty much it. Again, I'll just do a quick rundown of what you're going to need to do it. So step 1, you need to buy a hunting wagon. This will not work if you don't have that. Step 2, you go to the bounty hunter posters and get a legendary bounty. I don't think it matters which one, but I've had a lot of success with Yukon Nick and it pays really well, so I'd recommend that. Step 3, you just hunt in that lobby until you're done. You filled up your wagon till you're content with what you got, and then you dismiss the wagon, call for your horse, complete the bounty, and then once you're done, step 4, are we on 4? I don't know. Step 4, I think, you call for your wagon once you're back into the lobby. If your camp does not spawn, just go back to the online menu and load into camp through that way. If that doesn't work, then restart your game and then try to load into the camp through the menu again. And then step 5, once you're back to your camp and everything, you call for your wagon, get it to the Crips, and you donate everything, and then you're back on track. So hope that this helps you guys out. This has worked for me every time I've tried, and I've not had any issues with it. So I hope that it works out for you guys, because I really love this game, and I've wanted it to be fixed for a while, but it doesn't seem like Rockstar is in any big hurry to do that. I'm sure they will fix it at some point, so we won't have to do these like jumping jacks to get through the rolls, but until that point, I hope that this works out for you guys like it has me. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, or you can also check me out on Instagram at the Benjammy Broadcast. If you want to check out my stuff over there or ask me questions through Instagram, you can do that as well. But either way, I appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you in the next video.